Alright, so it's Saturday, it's race day, and my dad was supposed to be here a while ago. I need brake cleaner. But what's going on with this deal is I got the C-clip eliminator on there. The seal broke loose on it. It's just gasket sealer, but I got to get this axle pulled out and clean off all the old silicone, put a new bead, stick it back on there, bolt it on, and then we're done. So I just got to get that done before tonight, because on the back side of my tire, on the drum, everything like that, it's all full of gear oil. So we'll get that taken care of, and then we'll move on to other stuff. Alright, so these C-clip eliminators come out pretty easily. You just have 4 bolts, these 3, and then there's one back here. You take those 4 out, and that's literally it. And then you just pull on the studs up front right here, and then that axle will slide right out once you break free the seal of the silicone, but that's not very hard to do, obviously. So we'll get those bolts out and get this axle out, start cleaning up all the silicone. Alright, so got those bolts out, and we are ready to get that guy off there. Okay. Not exactly sure where it started leaking. I don't see very much silicone on the bottom of the axle tube here or the bottom of the C-clip eliminator. But that's the C-clip eliminator. It's just a big chunk of aluminum. It's got a roller bearing on the inside, and that's what see, this actually spins on that bearing. So this is anchored to your axle tube flange, and then the axle spins like so. If you're gonna get these axles, what I experienced was, once you get these studs, because these are screw-in studs, you see that? That one's loose, holy shit. Anyways, I'm gonna tighten that one up. But to screw these all the way in and get these nuts on, it was quite a task, because if you look, the C-clip eliminator is right in the way, so you have to hold the nut right there and turn this thing in. Or actually no, what I did was I turned the C-clip eliminator and there was room. So you turn this thing all the way in, but then the stud is too long. So I had to literally trim down the backs of every single stud so that the C-clip eliminator was clearing it. But yeah, I definitely need to get this nut tightened up on there. So that's it, you guys. Let me pull this axle out. Oops. Putting this thing back on, this stupid brake deal right here is always the hardest task. And that's usually what screws me up on my silicone, because that wants to fall down whenever I'm trying to get the splines lined up. So yeah, it'd be nice if my dad was here, but he's not. I don't know when he's gonna get here. Whatever, we'll get that figured out. Hey guys, so I know I'm a little late on posting this video. There wasn't much to really post because we had some issues the day of the race, and I had a few things that I had to get fixed. I had the axle was leaking in the back, the C-clip eliminator, and then I had issues with this right here. So we got the vacuum pump on and going, and I know in my video I showed you guys that I attached the bung right here. Me not thinking and not doing enough research on it, I stupidly put it right here. If you're gonna run it on a small block, probably should put it on the front, because what happened was the back side of this bung was too thick and it came into contact with my rocker. So Aerospace advised that you put it up here, but that advice is only on a big block, because the valves are canted on a big block, they're staggered. So in this general area you don't have a valve, or a valve or a rocker arm that could come in contact with it. So small block stuff, put it here. What I did was I took it off and I shaved the back end of it just with a grinding wheel and got it to work, but that was a huge mess. So avoid the headache and just put it on the front. Or if you want it right here where they suggest to have it, like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off and I'm just gonna have my buddy weld it on the outside. That way I don't ever have to worry about it again, because I got this thing pretty damn tight, but it's something that I check every single time before I fire up the motor, and it's just a stupid problem to have. But other than that, the night went pretty well. I'll throw the video in there. My brother drove it for the first 2 passes of the night because he was trying to get some seat time in it, just to get a feel for it. He never drove the truck before, so he had a good time. I made 2 passes in it. One of the passes, see on my carburetor here, I normally have a hose that attaches these 2 air horns because of fuel slosh, and I didn't have that on my first pass, so the truck was breaking up left and right because fuel was getting into the carburetor more than should be. So the second pass is the clip I'll show you guys, and then we left after that because the truck wasn't hooking. It ran a pretty decent run, but it just terrible 60 foot. It was not performing the way we wanted to, and I know why. It's been an issue for a while with this truck, and as soon as I got the rear end stuff done and I got the CalTrack bars on, I knew that it was going to be an issue. I knew that we were going to have problems with this truck suspension wise on the back end. So this is why I'm doing this right now. I got this whole truck blown apart right now. because I'm sick of it. You know, I'm tired of taking this truck out and it not performing the way it's supposed to.